remember this. You are a cash producing asset. A lot of times when people think of cash producing assets, they think of, okay, well, a house is a cash producing asset or a dividend is a cash producing asset. Sure, it is, but you are as well. I am a cash producing asset, and you need to say it out loud. Say, I am a cash producing asset, and understand that anytime you invest in your mind, you are investing in the biggest and best cash producing asset that you will ever run into. What's up, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Olamide, where we are going to be talking about all things real estate. So today we are going to get into a super juicy topic, and we're going to talk about one of the authors of one of my favorite books, Robert Kiyosaki. He has an amazing quote that semi goes like, "The rich don't work for money, they make money work for them." And from the moment I heard that quote, it really stood out to me. I must admit, when I first heard it, I was like, what in the world are you talking about? But over time, and especially as I have been investing in my investing journey, I have really realized what he meant by what he said. And the purpose of today's video is for us to walk through and talk through what exactly that means, how it applies to life, and how it applies to real estate investing. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And if you want, feel free to take out some notes, take out a piece of paper, take out a pen, because I really want you to challenge yourself that as I'm going through, as I'm sharing my story and my perspective on this quote, I would love for you to really think through how it applies to your life, if it already applies to your life, and if it doesn't, then how do you want to make this quote apply to your life? Do you want to do as the Romans do as the wealthy do, and really learn how to make money work for you? And if you are already doing it, how can you do it more? And how can you do it in unique ways? If you've watched some of my YouTube channels, I'm pretty transparent with the fact that I've been laid off before. And what I learned from that is that I never wanted to be in a position that I was only relying on my 9 to 5 to live my lifestyle. When I first heard this quote, when I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it was very countercultural to what I was doing. My whole career was essentially switching out my time for money, working for money. And so when he said the rich don't do that, I said, a lot of people I know, most of them are, have worked for money their whole lives, and I think that they're rich. And so it didn't really, I just kind of was like, yeah, that sounds good, but didn't really resonate with me until over time. And especially when I started investing in real estate, that I really understood what Kiyosaki was talking about. And so, for example, when I started off my journey, I've shared that I really knew not much of anything about real estate investing. At a point, I had watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos because I was really passionate about building wealth. The first investment that I made was I actually spent $20,000 investing in a course in a community to really learn how to be a real estate investor. And a lot of people are like, that's a lot of money. I think it's a lot of money, but I decided to do it because I knew that I needed to invest in my mind. And let me say one thing, and if there's one thing you remember from this video, remember this. You are a cash producing asset. A lot of times when people think of cash producing assets, they think of, okay, well, a house is a cash producing asset or a dividend is a cash producing asset. Sure, it is, but you are as well. I am a cash producing asset, and you need to say it out loud. Say, I am a cash producing asset, and understand that anytime you invest in your mind, you are investing in the biggest and best cash producing asset that you will ever run into, yourself. So remember that you are the best cash producing asset. So make sure that you invest in yourself. Then I started investing in marketing. Some people say, oh, marketing or operational cost. Okay, well, let me challenge your thinking on that. I do Facebook marketing. I say to my money, I don't actually say it out loud, but follow me here. I take my money, I say, money, go partner with the Facebook algorithm, go partner with Facebook's technology, and go find me buyers. I make my money work for me. When I'm sleeping, my money is invested in a digital asset called Facebook, and it is finding me leads for me to go and buy. My money is working for me. I was investing and I was making my money work for me. That was the second way I made money work for me, through the investing journey, before I even bought my first property. Then let's get to the first property. I buy my first property. So I had invested in myself. in my knowledge, in my community. I invested in the marketing to go find a deal. Then I found a deal and I invested my money into the deal, which, for example, the first one that I did, I ended up selling it and making more money. So I made my money work for me by buying an asset at a discounted price and selling it at a higher price. So those are 3 examples of how I made money work for me through my journey as a real estate investor. We're going to take it a step further. Not only do rich people not work for money, not only do they make money work for them, they make other people's money work for them. Take the example that I mentioned. I invested in myself to learn. I invested in marketing, and then I invested in the house. Some people don't use any of their money to do that. They use other people's money to do that. Now look, you have to do it responsibly, because as we know, this country is in huge amounts of debt. Like, I'm not telling you to go borrow a whole bunch of people's money, get yourself in debt that you can't pay for. No, you need to borrow money responsibly. You have to invest very responsibly. I'm not for, hey, just spend all this money that you don't intend to pay back. No, any money that you're spending or you're borrowing, you should have intent to pay it back, whether it's using your money or someone else's. Otherwise, there's something called an LTS, a liability to society. Okay, don't be an LTS. If you're borrowing money, have a plan to pay it off with either your money or someone else's. Better yet, someone else's. And I'll give you an example of how you can do that in real estate. Let's just say you buy a house. You buy a house with a loan, let's just say from Bank of America. Okay, then you get a tenant. Who's paying off that loan from Bank of America if you have a tenant in your house? Somebody else. So you use someone else's money to buy the house, then you're using someone else's money to pay off that loan. Meanwhile, you're owning that house. And a lot of times you're making cash from that house. You're cash flowing. Let's say your mortgage is $1,000, rent is $1,500. Then that's a $500 difference. You're cash flowing $500 a month. And it can get more complex than that. Sometimes there are expenses, but all in all, that is a concept that I'm wanting to ingrain. Not only are you using someone else's money to pay money, but you're also able to shield yourself from taxes, because the government incentivizes people to provide housing. So when you invest in real estate, the government rewards you through not having to pay them as much taxes, and sometimes not having to pay any taxes if you do it a certain way, and you can do it legally. On top of this, wealthy people also borrow money from their cash producing assets. So not only are their assets giving them money, in real estate, you can do something called a cash out refinance. Let's just say you own your property free and clear, which means you have no loans on your house. You can go to the bank and say, hey, I'd like to do a cash out refinance. I would like to borrow $70,000 from my house. And you can put a loan on it. So they'll say, okay, I'll give you the cash. And you just got $70,000 of cash to do whatever you want. And guess who's paying off that loan? A tenant is paying down that loan, and you have $70,000. And guess how much taxes you're paying on that $70,000? You're not paying taxes because it's debt. As we are building our wealth, as we are on our wealth journey, we should learn how to make money work for us, learn how to buy cash producing assets using other people's money, learn how to position those loans for other people to pay the loans off for you, learn how to borrow money from your assets tax-free, and rinse and repeat. Keep it going, keep it going. It is a way of thinking, it's a way of life. It's a foundational concept of wealth that it's important for us to learn and to live out. Thank you for tuning into Real Talk with Olamide, where we talk about all things real estate. I hope you learned something new. I hope you're able to challenge yourself. I hope that this quote and the concept of not working for money, but making money work for you has reached you at a new level. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button, and feel free to leave a comment. And also, if you want to reach out to me, check out the links in the description to see how you can get in contact with me for upcoming resources for people that are looking to invest. Thank you and have a great day.